Throughout the years in America, we've had a big question on whether stricter gun laws should be implemented in our modern society or not. We know that mass shootings are a big recurrent problem in the United States, and we haven't been able to pinpoint a solution for it exactly. And while there are a lot of partnering factors to it, we know that the lack of gun laws that we have in America are one of the biggest ones. Before I moved to rural Montana, I lived in a really big town, and I often visit really big cities, both of which I never can feel fully safe in. And I'm also planning on attending a fairly big university this year, and I'm fearful of what could happen to me every day that I'm there. And I've never personally been through a school shooting, but I have been through a threat at my school and our surrounding schools. And even then, just the constant unease that not only me, but you could see other students and teachers feel was just awful and unbearing. Every year we have communities being polluted with gun violence and no one to really help bring light to it, and we also have an increased or a stalemate of gun-related deaths every year in America. And according to our gun violence archive, just in the first 2 days of 2025, the U.S. went through 200 shootings, resulting in 78 deaths and 197 critical injuries. The more we just pretend that the result of these violent actions aren't because of easy access to firearms or loopholes in our government and legislation, the more we're just going to continue battling important losses every single day. While we have come up with other ways to try and combat this issue, gun control is simply the most effective, and we know that gun deaths mostly occur by homicide, but there are a chunk of those that occur from suicide, which just does make it a little bit harder to come up with a solution. But we do know that having such easy access to guns and trying to convince people that having these dangerous weapons is the norm, it just triples the risk in any and all circumstances. The Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation actually wrote an article reminding us that out of 65 high-income countries, the U.S. actually ranks 7th for gun violence rates. The countries that are ahead of us are actually Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, which are both 2 U.S. territories, and then among them are 2 other U.S. territories as well. Gun control isn't about vetoing your right to own a gun or taking away your guns. It's about controlling the firearm usage and the input and output of guns we have in the United States. And in order to do that, we need to implement more effective policies into our government to keep gun violence away from our youth and our troubled communities.